Hey, what's up, YouTube? Ian here, and you're watching Atkins Nature Aquariums. Now, today, I'm already starting off a few minutes late, but that's okay. I hope you guys can understand. But, as we always do, I think I'm going to go in here and see who is all in the chat. First one in here is Mystery Snail Guardians, Scott's Aquatics, S, Patty, and that seems to be it for now. But, let me know if you guys can hear everything okay with a thumbs up. Got the phone in front of me, so hopefully it picks up everything I'm saying. Not trying to be super loud tonight. My girlfriend is trying to go to sleep, so hopefully everything works out. Cool. Seeing some thumbs up. Craig Broderick. Hello. And Yellowstone Aquatics. Good, 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 good. Myrtle. Myrtle. I'm trying to learn how to say it properly still. But good seeing you here. It was awesome seeing your live stream yesterday for Thanksgiving. That totally made my day. Aquaballs, George, hello, hello, everybody. Everybody's starting to get in here, pile up in the chat. Awesome to see some regular faces, friendly faces. But tonight, Patty asked a question up here. She was like, "So this madness, what does this entail?" Had about enough crazy for one night. Well, for one, the madness is that my brain doesn't work correctly, so it's just crazy. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Ian will end up in the garage. Yeah. Yep. We'll be taking our garage break in a little bit, but I want to talk about a couple things first, and then I might open the panel up to some other people if anyone wants to come up later. But I just want to chat with y'all for a bit, and then I'll get on to what I want to talk about. It was just a filler for people to hang out. So thanks. Yeah, it was cool to tune in and see your tanks and what you got rolling over there. I was busy yesterday cooking, so I wasn't in a whole ton of chats. But yeah. Man, I got something really bothering my nose. So I'm gonna go blow it. Alright, that should be good. Collaboration of curiosities. Adele, hello, how's it going over there in Australia? Yeah, I bet working Black Friday sucked. I made some good deals today. Now I guess I'll get into what I was going to talk about. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, spent some time with their family, and got to cook some different food that they don't normally cook. That's kind of what I look forward to mostly is being able to see my mom and cooking food I don't normally cook. Um, but today I went Black Friday shopping, which I don't normally do. It's, yeah, but I ended up going to Fred Meyer's and getting a pairs of pants and socks and a coat, adulting stuff. Yeah, but I saved $150 and I spent $130. So for me, that was pretty good. Ooh, baked potatoes or baked chicken and potatoes with rice and salad. That sounds pretty damn good to me right now. Yummy. But then I also went over to Kay's Pets and picked up some fish food, some more prime. Can't ever have enough prime, even if you got a half full bottle of prime and another unopened bottle. Just keep it on the side till you run out. You never know when you run out. You might not have enough pocket money to go get some more prime. I mean, some people don't ever run into that issue, but some people might run into that issue, and I have before. So I always keep a bottle of prime on hand. What else did I get? I got a couple of plants. Got a Nubius Nana. It was a good size. I don't think I've ever kept a Nubius Nana. My girlfriend does. She has a lot of the Nubius. Um, and then I also picked up an Cryptocrine Piquetii or Piquetti. I don't know. Started with a B and had some B's and C's and T's. So yeah, it was a cool little trip. Didn't get any fish. I know, no fish. Crazy. But really, I don't need any fish right now. I'm really happy with what I got so far. And I need to get rid of some more fish, even though I don't want to. Could just set up some more tanks. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry I'm not there. Color Guppy's making his way in here. Good to see it. I don't know, there was a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Um, Nothing really exciting going on in the fish room, except I had to move a couple fish around from aggression, but it kind of is how it is around here. I've got way too many fish, but I do the best I can for them. Oh, one thing I did want to talk about was the photo contest thing that I'm doing. You just have to email me at uh, Atkins Nature Aquariums at gmail.com. I'll have to link it somewhere. Pretty sure someone might have it. Try to put it in the chat. Hopefully you guys can see that in the chat. And email me a couple of pictures of your fish tank and your fish. Just one picture of your fish tank and one picture of your fish, your favorite fish in that fish tank. And then you can just give me a short paragraph or summary of your tank, specifications, whatever. It doesn't have to be super detailed, but also give you some information on your fish. And I want to just, learn a little bit about your favorite tank, your favorite fish, and why it means that to you. And the email that to this email right here. Um, there's two pictures. So I want you to try it really good because just because why not try hard, get a good picture, you know. Um, there's no prize for the contest, obviously. Well, not obviously, but pretty much a winner gets cloud or whatever they want to do with it. I don't know. It's just a little contest, fish tank review kind of thing. But I think it would be cool. So just email me right there. 2 pictures. 1 picture of your fish. 1 picture fish tank. Okay, and just tell me a little bit about it. That's all you gotta do. I've only got 1 entry so far. No one else has entered. So I don't know. Patty says no prize. Bye. I don't know. I can try to figure out something to do with prize. Like I don't know. I don't have stickers or anything. Should get some stickers made. Jabber. I just haven't done it. Or a print. I can do like prints of my photos. Got some pretty nice ones that I've done on my phone. I don't know if anyone wants prints of them, but I can do giveaways of prints and stuff. Uh, you asked for writing. What is this? A research paper? So I'm only asking for like a little bit about your fish tank. Like it's a 55-gallon fish tank with movable substrate and this light, and I've had it going for this many years or this many months, and I have this 1 fish in it, or I have this other fish in it. This 1 fish I really like, and I've considered it my favorite. Just it's about you, and it would be I'm gonna review these either in a video or on a live stream. I will figure out how to do it on a computer, but it doesn't have to be very long, like 2, 3 sentences, 4 sentences. I mean, it's writing. I hated writing too, but when it comes to writing about fish, I become very motivated. Take that print from my rack. You're not taking the prints I got from other people. I'm talking about prints that I can just do at like I don't know anywhere, get them locally done. I think Kenny he knows a good place to get prints done. I can get some prints done. It wouldn't be too much to do locally. I think S said something. He has pictures, but they suck. It doesn't really matter if they are super good. You just have to try your best. That's all that matters. But if you can get a really nice picture, I mean, I all the pictures that you guys see from me that are either on my Instagram or on my YouTube are taken on my cell phone with a macro lens. I have a cheap $20 macro lens that I got off Amazon. And that's all I use. I have a camera, but I don't use it because it requires a computer to process everything. Just don't do like that egomaniac Rico stand and make your logo your face. Oh no. My logo will always be like a fish or something. I've thought about changing it because I don't have electric blue cars anymore. I really like that logo I did, and I've just kept it. I think it suits me. I could easily change it to something else, like the zebra car, or even my regular blue car when they get a little bigger. But I really love my electric blue car, so I guess my logo with him will make sure that he's always like with the channel, even though he's not in my fish tanks anymore. He's no longer with us anymore. So that's why I've been hesitant about changing it to. Get pictures of fish you don't want to see. Hey, this email, I created it just for YouTube purposes. Anybody sends weird stuff to that email, doesn't matter. Because that email doesn't really mean anything to me. Created it a few months ago just for this purpose, for people to send photos. If anyone does send weird photos, I can send some weird ones back. I will. She says not good enough. Hey, Robert, how's it going? I'm just gonna say this once. I don't know, I might say it later on. But if you haven't hit the like button, hit that like button. Go ahead. While you're just here, you know, not doing much, go click it. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I quite like it too. It's got a few parts wrong with it. I didn't do properly with the racing, but it is what it is. I made it on my phone, so I mean everything I do is on my phone. Video editing, all on my phone. Oh yeah, when I went to K's today, there was this huge silver arowana. Like it was big, damn. And then they had this like big Oscar. It was a longfin Oscar, and not only was it a longfin red Oscar, yeah, it was a longfin red Oscar, full red. And it was a little bit smaller than the other bigger one, but it was in a different tank. And it kind of got me thinking. It kind of looked it. It would be the same size if I still had it, but I don't know. I used to have a longfin red Oscar, and I gave him away to somebody, and named him Finn. But I don't know. It kind of looked a little different than what I used to have. I had little baby Oscars too. I almost got one, but I didn't get any fish. Not getting any more fish for a while. Although I do miss keeping some Oscars. That's for sure. For sure. But there's lots of other cool fish. Maybe not have quite the same personality, but they're still really cool with these days. How many tanks am I up to now? Just me, 10. My girlfriend has 7, 8. 8 tanks. I have 10. So altogether 18. But she has like 10 gallons, 5 gallons, 120 gallons. She's got this 36-gallon boat front, and I think it's like a 20-gallon tall cube that she's got to set up. And then for me, I've got the 55. There's a 26-gallon boat front, a 20 long, another 20 high, two 29s over there. There's two 5 gallons in there. There's another 29 upstairs, a 10-gallon upstairs. That's the saltwater tank. And then there's a 7.5 gallon tank. But I really want to try and just get more bigger tanks. Tired of 29s and 20s. I want like 55s, 75s, 125s. You're concerned? Sent DVD. Man, we got 17 people in here. Thank you, everyone that's jumping in here and lurking, being in the chat. I appreciate it. Doing these live streams every Friday night at 8:30. I know I'm going on top of Big Tank Hank. Hopefully he understands. But if you guys haven't gone, check him out. Give him a like. Make sure give him some love. So I think I might open up the chat now. I've pretty much talked about all I want to talk about. And I'm only going to go till 10 o'clock my time, which is an hour. So that means I'll have an hour of anyone wants to come up, hang out, come on up, we'll chat. I think I might take a little smoke break. I know it's only been 23 minutes, but George is going live today. Very cool. Hopefully, it's better than the other night. I know you're really trying hard to get a good stream. Roundhouse? Roundhouse doesn't show up to my streams, I don't think. I don't know. I don't think he's ever been on my streams. Neither is Terry. I'll call him out on it too. But yeah, I think we'll see. Let me. Like an old guy here. I gotta figure this thing out. Okay. I might use this phone, but I don't use it very well. I'm like a 70-something-year-old man trapped in a 22-year-old's body with a smartphone. Boom. Y'all get that. See what's in there. Hopefully it popped up in the chat. You can swing over here. There's the multis. They're such a cool little cichlid. And they're so little. They're like the biggest one in here. that big. Awesome. Love them little multi-cichlids. 22. How does everyone say that, man? I guess I'm just. I know Midrool's not much older. I think he's younger than me. I don't know. I don't think he's ever said. Not a baby, though. I'm an adult. I say that hesitantly. I'm an adult. 19. The man is 19. See, I knew I wasn't the youngest one. I was for a while. I think. I don't know. I was 19 once. The zebra Cara, they're doing good. They're getting nippy though. Real nippy. Maybe we will go look at the angel. Go look at that. You guys like my Amazon puffer shot? I thought I got that one pretty good earlier today. I don't know if it's coming good out on StreamYards or YouTube or not. Knowing me, my connection's probably junk, and you guys can probably see what I'm doing. Probably hardly see what I'm doing. Boom. The angel. Yep, Angel is looking good. He healed up nice. He's pretty much fully healed now from the festivals. Oh, thanks, Madrol. It's still pretty new. This setup with the CO2. It's only been running maybe a couple months, and I just trimmed it a while back, so it's kind of in an ugly phase right now. There's some algae and shit here and there, but the new crypt, that's where that went. Just kind of shoved it in the back there. The Enigmatochromis and Lucanusi. And the Panda Quarries. They've been laying eggs a bunch in the mornings. It's really fun to watch them do that. Maybe one day I'll get some Bay Quarries out of here. That'd be cool. Oh, and I added these stickers I got from Fishtober. We have Bucephalandra sticker. And another Bucephalandra sticker. Yeah, that's a nice angelfish. I do say so myself. We got the carpet of Ranunculus induundatus coming in good with the dwarf sage and the hydrocotyle verticulata. That's slowly creeping in. And something cool. I mean, I haven't really seen this talked about much, but this long plant that's kind of spreading down here, it's kind of grassy. Um, that plant is not Vallisneria. I bought it as Calanthium vesuvius, otherwise known as Vesuvius soy. And it started out corkscrewy and in CO2. I took it out of CO2 and it reverted to this. And since I put CO2 back in here, it's just sped up its growth and it's kept its straight leaves. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's spreading all over the tank. And it's got these really nice thin leaves. And there's Pogostemon stellatus octopus in there. Ludwigia's hygrophil, Rotalis, Bucephalandras, Laganandra. I say it like I'm fancy, but I'm really not. Yeah, it's pretty much all just straight jungle. And here we have the Crinum calamastratum. I like that plant. But these are the leaves of that Holanthium Vesuvius. They're supposed to be corkscrewy, like that corkscrew valve I have. I can show you what that's like. And I have some other Vesuvius I can show you that's still in its corkscrew vase. I don't know how it still is, but this one's reverted. Show you. If it's still in there. Yeah, it's still in there. Okay. So, oh. Alright. So you see that plant right there where my thumb is? That is Holanthium Vesuvius when what it's supposed to look like. See, it's kind of got like these tornado-y, like spindly, like they corkscrew. That's what it's supposed to look like. And then in the other tank, it's not. It's just straight leaves. So that's really cool. Did I see a chalupa no tomatoes? Chalupa no tomatoes. See a chalupa with no tomatoes. Loving that Ludwigia Super Red. Looking good. And then this is Red Root Floater. The nitrates are kind of high in this tank, so the Red Root Floater isn't looking the best. You get the nitrates low with some Red Root Floater, and you're dosing micronutrients. Ooh, this stuff gets crimson red, let me tell you. And you put a nice strong light on it, it'll even have these little, tiny little flowers. They're white with little white petals with the dark crimson red leaves. Oh, does that just look awesome at the top of the aquarium? And then with the just the dark blood red roots hanging down, I like that they don't get very long, and it's a really cool plant. But if you keep it normal condition, it's our little plant that I added in here. I think it totally adds another dimension to the tank. I think that's what it was missing. I mean, a lot of it's being covered up by the plant, but this wood goes down here and kind of wraps around this way, has a branch, wraps around this rock, and then it has another branch that comes down and it's wrapping around this rock and comes up that way. And then there's Bucephalandra tucked all up in there, and Anubias. That's the new Anubias I got today. It's a good size. That was $9.95 for that big old Anubias. I mean, it's got maybe 10 plus leads on it. That was a good score. All right, we'll go up there. We will take the mandatory smoke break. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to go into the room that completely cuts out my signal because I like to do that. And before we go outside, we'll take a look at a couple more tanks. Just before I turn their lights off. You are going to hear my grandpa's TV, but that's okay. All right. Here's the rimless tank. And here's where we moved my blue balloon parrot cichlid and my third parrot cichlid, polar blue parrot convict hybrid. Yeah, they're in here. And with some other fish. They're doing good. That Nerite snail's still in there. The black tiger batis is in here. Somewhere. Hiding. But I had to move this guy because the other two paired up and they're pretty much breeding. Alright. Move the CPDs in here with Chopre Daniels, the Rasboras, a couple of guppies. And this little 7-gallon has a canister filter with a spray bar. So it's a nice. Got some hornwort, pearlweed, and this is like a Onamagitan gay eye. It's that one plant LRB and Haley from Oddball Aquatics talk about all the time. Goes crazy. Oh, there's the baddest. Can you see him? Look at him go. He's so cute. If you guys didn't like cichlids, but you wanted a little nano cichlid that's not a cichlid, this is your fish. They're totally not a cichlid with that cichlid personality, all that color. They're a really cool little fish. Look at him go. He's like, hey, you. He's awesome. And that's as big as they get. He's full grown. He's like barely an inch. Alright. And now we'll go look at the reef tank. Looks like something pissed off the green star polyp just now. And my feather duster's pissed off. But Kenya tree is looking great. Green star polyp over there is looking great. This one's pissed off. I think that hermit crab did it. Xenia, this right here, is looking awesome. Cabbage coral is not open. The toadstool leather, it was open a little bit ago, so I think maybe something crawled on it and pissed it off. Some more Xenia, lemon, begging for food. We got Stephen P. Stephen P. Look at this Stephen P. It's saltwater. Look, it's my little clowns. My little clownfish. There's Lemon. I got my hermit crabs. There's one of them. I gotta get him some more shells. That's something I gotta do. That thing don't bite, do it? They all bite. This guy bites. He bites me. The goby doesn't bite me. The shrimp or the crab, I can hold the crab in my hand. He doesn't do anything. The other day, I was pulling some macroalgae off of this thing, and I got stung. Like, if I felt it. So, I think I got stung by like a bristleworm or something. So, I don't know. I thought I was gonna die, but I didn't. I'm here. I've seen a couple bristleworms and crawling in the rock. If you haven't seen a bristleworm, look them up. I recommend if you ate dinner a little bit ago, don't do it right now, but do it later. Look up a bristleworm. Lemon. Lemon the Watchman Goby. And if you look under here, with the light on, you can see where the goby and the shrimp have pretty much dug tunnels underneath all the rockwork. So this goby is paired up with a shrimp. They're a pistol shrimp goby pair.
Look them up if you haven't seen them. They're a symbiotic relationship that happens in the ocean. And the pistol shrimp will dig a home for both of them, and the goby will protect the shrimp and tell it when it's safe and stuff. It's a cool little symbiotic relationship that happens in the ocean. I've got a clam that lives on this rock with the feather duster worm. There's a worm that lives inside that tube, and he pokes his little head out with these feathers that just swale. He's super cool. There's a mini one underneath him. Yep, no ocean in my house. Aw, Steven, embrace the ocean. Embrace it. Lemon, sir. Lemon also has this little thing at the end of his caudal peduncle, at the edge of the start of his tail fin, and it kind of looks like a little wart. And it hasn't affected him, and it hasn't affected any other fish, and he's pretty much had it since I've got him. So I'm pretty much just gonna say it's his like skin tag or whatever, and it's just this thing. But I can't really dose medications into this tank because of the live corals. Um, some chemicals are very sensitive to them, and it can just kill them. And these are living, breathing um, organisms, animals, I think. I'm not really sure, but they're alive and growing and photosynthesizing and weird stuff going on with them. Stick to rivers and lakes. Yeah. The ocean's always fascinated me. I've always wanted a saltwater tank, but I've always been intimidated by it. Just because I've been told about, oh, it's super expensive and it's super difficult. The more research I've done, I've noticed it doesn't have to be super expensive, it doesn't have to be difficult. You can make it easy, you can make it cheap, and still have a fun, awesome looking tank that you can learn something completely different from. Because this is just a 10-gallon with a Seacom Title 55, a Nicrew marine light that I got on Amazon, an AI Neuro 3 wave maker, 50-watt heater, a little stick-on thermometer. The rock was the most expensive part. I paid $90 for 3 rocks. And this ATO, so it was automatic top off. Actually, this was the most expensive. This was $130. It's a Bluetooth wave maker. But I know a lot of people have spent more money in their freshwater tanks. And I mean, saltwater can get really expensive if you make it, but you can also make it really cheap. And since I got stung, I gotta order this. I gotta remember to do this. I just reminded myself. After this stream, I gotta do it. I'm gonna get me some reefing gloves that go up to my shoulder, pretty much the edge of my elbow, and I can go all the way in the tank and do stuff, and I don't have to worry about getting stung or anything. Other, that's what a lot of other reefers do. I have gloves so they don't get hurt. Because saltwater can kill you if you're not careful. I mean, back in the day, I've heard stories of people getting mantis shrimp on live rock. And if any of y'all seen if any of y'all have seen Priscilla's mantis shrimp, you know the damage they can do and how cool they are. But they also are used to be a pretty big pest for a lot of people. And bobbit worms. Yeah, bobbit worms. Those are fucking creepy motherfuckers. But yeah, saltwater's cool. I plan on getting a bigger tank, like maybe a 40 breeder or 29 or something. I mean, I would like to do something bigger, like a 125, so I can keep some tangs. You know, like maybe a couple blue hippo tangs, a powder blue tang, a yellow tang if it doesn't cost a fucking arm and a leg. But the bigger you go with saltwater, it gets a hell of a lot more expensive. Because I mean that little 10-gallon, I mean it wasn't the cheapest. Even though I made it the cheapest I could make it. I mean I could make it cheaper, buy a shit filter, buy a shit pump, not do live sand and live rock and shit, but kinda wanted to do it right. I don't even know if I'm doing it right, man. I use tap water for my saltwater changes now. I used to use RODI, and I thought I had to use RODI till I figured out my tap water is almost RODI. So now I just use tap water and everything's going fine. But I haven't made a water change in like 2 months, maybe. I'd say that 2 months. Um, I've killed a few fish so far with the salt water. But I've also killed fish in fresh water. I mean, everybody's killed fish. Danny Weshy. That tank has come a long way. Yes, it has. Chalupa. Yes, it has. And yes, Steven, I know the chemistry of my water, okay? I've tested the phosphates from the tap. 0 ppm. I've tested the nitrates from the tap. 0 ppm. Ammonia, 0 ppm. Nitrites, 0 ppm. GH, 0 ppm. KH, 0 ppm. I don't know what else to test for. I think I might be missing something. pH, the pH out of the tap is 6.8. But my TDS is 18 to 20. So I'm thinking maybe that TDS that's in my water is the chlorine. Because I know there's a little bit of chlorine in my water. I can smell it just a little bit. I do not have a potassium test kit. That is one of the next ones I was going to get myself this coming month for Christmas. I'm going to get myself a potassium test kit. And I don't know how to test for silicates. I can check and see if there's a silicate test kit. Mike, all things fish. And you get 2 ppm of phosphate out of the tap. Oh, that's pretty cool then. I guess you only got to dose like nitrates and potassium. Chlorine wouldn't be more than 2 ppm or so. Yeah, then I'm not sure what else. I need to get a more. I mean, I could do a test of my water and get an ICP test, and then I would know for surely what is in my water. Any freshwater nerds that aren't in saltwater, an ICP test is pretty much where you pay like $40. It's like $49 or something at the store for this thing. It comes with the shipping label and everything, and you take a water sample and you box everything up, and you put the shipping label on, and you send it, and in 2 to 3 weeks, you get your results back either in the mail or in an email telling you exactly everything to very trace elements to big elements. I mean, it tests everything. Salinity. Never had a need for a potassium test kit in my life. And there is indeed a silicate test. Yeah, the fish provide the nitrates. And some of your fish foods will provide phosphates too. But yeah, pretty much all you need to do is dose potassium and micronutrients. Hmm, cool. Didn't even know CChem made test kits. And this is something that is interesting because I do sometimes have cyanobacteria issues. Like, I think there's 3 tanks I can count that have cyanobacteria right now. And that would be the tequila goodieds, the pea puffers, and my multi-tanks. My multi-tank. It's got some cyanobacteria, but it's not really the red kind. It's more the green kind. Yeah, it's. I mean, if I give it 24 hours, the pH will just drop to 6 because there's no buffer. It just drops. So I usually have to buffer my tap water for all my tanks. A magenta bacteria then. Oh wow, you got the calcium and magnesium. See, everybody tells me I need to get the calcium mag test for salt water, but dude, I don't even have hard corals yet. I'm not worried about that. I'm not gonna start testing for calcium and magnesium till I start to see some fucking coralline algae growing in that tank. An iron test kit. I need to get one of those. And a copper. I don't use copper, so why would I have a copper test kit? I don't know. Maybe there might be copper in my tap water. Maybe I should test for that. Shit, Steven. Now you got me thinking. Yeah, see, that's kind of how I am. I test things more with my COT planted tank than my low tech tanks. That's just because things are going on a lot faster and got to keep more in control. Like I usually try to keep the nitrates between 10 to 15, well 10 to 20. Um, but the phosphates usually aren't much, and I don't know potassium or micronutrients. I need to figure out how I can test for micronutrients easier. Uh, yeah, I still test my tanks just to see where they're at about once a week when I do my water changes. And I test water before I do water changes just to see where they're at or if they even need a water change. Because there's no point in doing a water change if their nitrates are nothing and their phosphates are nothing. I might add a little buffer to the water just because the pH might be getting a little low, but some tanks don't get any nitrate in them. Yep, I do think it is important, Stephen. I agree. Testing water is important. We need to know what, well, I think we need to know what our fish are sitting at, even if we aren't changing many things to our tap water. We just don't know what's going on in there. Strongly disagree with the idea that there's no reason to change water. Nitrates is there. Well, if it's a grow out tank, like a bunch of, if I'm growing out of baby plecos like I was last year, and I was growing out a bunch of baby guppies and a bunch of rainbow cichlids, I was doing water changes on them like every other day, just because um, baby fish for my research, and I don't know if this is just anecdotal research or whatever, but juvenile fish produce more hormones, and those hormones in abundance, if they're not being changed out in a closed system, can stunt fish. But I do water changes pretty regularly, about once a week, every other week. None of my tanks ever go a month without water changing, except my reef tank. My reef tank's gone 2 months without a water change so far. Oh no, Danny. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. Yeah, them African cichlids I hear are nasty. But so are Central American cichlids. Most cichlids, if they're breeding, they're just gonna be mean and territorial, and they're gonna want their space. All good, Majul. Old bobber is bouncing his way to fishy heaven. Swim in peace, little cichlid. Swim in peace. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. All right, I'm back. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think no water changes is a good thing. I think water changes do need to be happening, but maybe we don't have to do them every week like we are told to by some people. Um, I think if we're testing things and we're doing things properly as a fish keeper, we can skip a week if we want to. If it's not a tank full of babies or full of monster cichlids that need that clean water, like Oscars need that clean water. Most big cichlids need clean water or they're prone to hole in the head. Yeah, that is true. A lot of species spawn when it's not the best out that we would think. But there is like a tank that I don't really do water changes on. It's a 5 gallon tank with a 3-inch layer of sand. And it's got a sponge filter and a bunch of snails. And sometimes I just Oh man. It said, oops, something went wrong. You lost connection. I don't know, my phone does this shit sometimes. Sorry, I'm texting my friend. He might come over and hang out. Cool. But we're coming up on the end of the show. It's almost 10 o'clock, I believe. Aquaballs. And Kevin might be going tonight. I'm not sure. But I know Aquaballs is going tonight. He said he was. So if anyone wants to pop in there. I'm not going to end it right now. Still got a few more minutes. Few more minutes. Big Easy. Mark. What's up? It ain't easy being Big Easy. Mm-mm. Learned before the science best to add distilled water to Calgary water. Balance out the sexes. Mm. That's pretty good to know. I have my Enigma Tachromis Lucanusi, which were classed as pelvic achromis. And so that's pretty cool to know. I am keeping mine at 6.8 and lower. And I'm keeping them at a low TDS, low GH gauge. In the wild where they come from, they have no GH or KH. They're both zeros. At least what it says on Fishbase and CARES. Apparently they're on the CARES list. I didn't know that. They're under as CVU. I don't know what that means. Is that like critically vulnerable? I don't know. Certainly vulnerable something, but yeah. I definitely need to uh get on the Cichlid Room Companion. I need to get that membership going. Because that seems like a cool website I would just geek out on if they didn't have everything locked under environment endangered is what that means. Ah, okay. So that means their environment is endangered. So that sucks. Man, the wet spot had a lot of them too. They had a big tank of them. I should have got more. I don't know. I don't know. They are a cool species. Cichlid news. Do you have to sign up for that one? I'll have to look that up. Cichlid news. Vulnerable area of Africa. Okay. So pretty much what you're saying is we might not have that area anymore. I gotta breed those fish, is what you're trying to say to me, because these are wild caught, the ones that I have. Oh, it's a real magazine, edited by Leif de Mason. This is Is that the guy? Is he? Did he name a fish after himself? The Damascenized cichlid? That's like an African cichlid. Did he like research that fish or something and get it named after him? Because that name Damason sounds familiar in the fish world with cichlids. A handful of ancient copies of cichlid news. Oh, that's cool. I got a few old books with cichlids on them. Need to get some more books. Well, he had a fish named after him. You cannot name a fish after you. That makes sense. See, I thought I heard that name before. Yeah, I thought that's how it went. You couldn't name anything after yourself. I wasn't sure though. Much to Gary Lang's dismay. I was about to say, didn't he have a? Well, no, he had that fish ID'd by somebody else, and it was named after him. That's right. The Gary Lang eye, whatever, rainbow. I don't know. Oh, so I have another announcement I want to make. Um, I always talk about this guy, AVNJ, the fish biologist guy. He's more of a Twitch streamer, but he's popping up on YouTube. He's got this thing going. It's a contest called Invent a Fish, and it's due in a week. But you got to invent a fish and draw it, describe it, and he's gonna like review it on his stream. It'd be cool. Invent a fish. I don't know. If I was to invent a fish, what kind of fish would I invent? That's a good question. If you guys had to invent a fish, what kind of fish would you invent? Because I mean, it's a not really like a fish hobbyist channel. It's more of like a comedy review video channel. But he knows his stuff about fish. He studies them for uh, his school and whatever. But invent a fish. I was thinking something weird, like a cichlid or a live bear. I know there's some fish species name Longipennis, and I was thinking maybe stealing a species name Longipennis and making up some other genus name and making like a live bear with the super long gonopodium with I don't know some tail, something on the body. Yeah, we got TVK putting in hello. Good to see you. And bye. Popping in and popping out. Live bear mouth brooding freshwater puffer. See, that's why I wanted to bring this up, because a bunch of fish nerds would totally go in on this. I mean, inventing a fish. I gotta find the link somehow. Or maybe if S is still in here, S probably knows. Um, I think he's linked a few stuff of his before, but I mean, if you guys want to invent a fish and just go on his Discord and fucking put your fish on there, maybe your thing will totally get put up on his stream on Twitch, which is a totally different demographic, and you'll get like he shouts out who the creator is and everything, and I think it's a cool little thing to like branch out. Invent a fish. That's cool. Why didn't I think of that? That's like making me want to think that. Have your kids draw that and enter it, and I bet you they'll win. It'll be so heartwarming. That one. It wasn't a video. I think it was a community post, but he does have a couple videos about invent a fish, and you can watch the first couple videos of it. Steven, you can draw, man. Your drawings are a little bit better than your little kids. I have a hard time guessing what your kids are. Your kids' drawings. They're good at making it tough. That's for sure. But it is 10 o'clock. I am going to end it. And I will see you guys in the next stream or next week. So, take care of your fishes and have a good night, guys. Peace out.